call to order the July 2nd meeting of the Planning Agency. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance if you're able. The flag is normally there. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do we have a representative from Outback?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, Planning Commission members, John Murphy with Alpha Consulting Engineers representing the Outback rebuild. We'll test your memories. Does anyone remember what was here 30 years ago?
Yeah,
Golf shop.
golf shop. Well, even prior to that was Ponderosa.
That's right, you're farther back than me. But anyway, we actually worked on this with Outback about 30 years ago, converting it from the golf shop to an Outback steakhouse. The building's outlived its useful life, obviously. It doesn't have sprinklers or anything. And actually, during the COVID, they started doing a little smaller footprint and accommodating more than takeout, things of that nature. It became more popular. So we're here tonight asking for your recommendation for approval for the new plan. We tried to do what upgrades we could, and we did quite a bit of upgrades, actually. So the new, that's the existing features, existing, which was the conversion. So the new building's going to be 5,035 square feet. Made a lot of improvements here. We're keeping the two access points, both Linda and Ridge. We're widening the drive aisles. They were substandard. They were 16, 17 feet in width. We popped them up to 20, minimum of 18 one way. We added some more. We actually reduced the impervious. We added some different islands, widened some drive aisles, added some landscaping. We also, there's some of the landscaping features, right, some different trees, so there's really not much on site right now. And also, we added some different water quality features, added some stormwater. Currently today, there's basically no stormwater on site. We exit the site at two locations, hit some existing inlets, we're adding some different infiltration to improve stormwater and some water quality features for water quality control. That's really it. Improving the site, new building, reducing impervious, widen the drive aisles, and bring it up to more current standards. That's it in a nutshell. Be happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lonnie?
So the stormwater facilities are on both sides of the proposed building.
Yes, sir.
And they both have tied, so the building's roof drains are all tied in.
Correct.
So there's nothing over land that from the building runoff.
Not from the building, yes.
They'll just go into the storm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. What is the width of the driveway to the rear?
This is 26 feet in the rear.
Not by the street, I'm talking about the exit driveway.
Oh, we actually reduced that one to 26 to channel it a little better.
Reduced it to 26.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was kind of like wide, a little too much room there for maneuvering, so
Okay.
wanted to hold it down to 26 there.
Yeah, I don't, been through the review a couple times, been back and forth, and I don't really have any other comments about it. Other than, I think there'll be less overland runoff through the site out to the streets when this gets built. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Monica?
What's the square footage of the current building?
I'm afraid you're going to ask that.
County Records has it at 6799.
I believe that's in the ballpark, yes. It's being reduced.
Okay.
They normally, that was unusual because it was, a redo of that golf shop. Traditionally, they've been around 6,100 square feet. Last few years, they reduced it to the current 5,035. Because they have more, the business has shifted to more takeout, less in dining.
No, that's it for me, thanks.
Thank you. Rick?
Have all the points been addressed from the township memo June 7th?
The June 7th one, I believe,
Especially stating that there's still some areas where the bumpers overlap the curves.
Oh,
and-
yeah, we actually, talking about the fire, yeah, there was a couple comments in that memo, yes. We did submit back in May a revised plan which we believe addresses that memo. I would suggest, if you so desire, any recommendation for approval, final staff comments is done. But yes, we believe we address those
All the
for the
mem-
7th. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Yeah, they're all will complies. And he's been working with the fire marshal.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure he gets these things worked out.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Tony?
Just, was there some comment, I don't have it in front of me, okay, with the Montgomery County Planning Commission review with access off of Ridge Pike, that driveway, that's only an entrance now, right? I mean, it's,
Yeah, the only comment from them was, there's been, and you folks probably know more than me, there's been various upgrades to different portions of Ritz Pike over the last couple of years. This particular section, there's nothing planned for now that would affect that driveway, so we did check with the county on that.
okay, but it's on entrance only, there's no exit there,
Correct.
right? Because they fly over that hill coming down Ridge Pike there, it's... And a question, and once again, a buffer for those residences, because there's all those twin homes back there.
Yep.
That, there's some trees and vegetation there. Is that still in place?
That's all to remain, yes.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of the vegetation is in the old alley back there.
Well, it's a paper street. It's
Paper
never
street,
approved,
yes.
yeah.
Back in an old Charles Franzone plan in the old days.
Yeah. That's all I had.
Thank you, sir. Michael?
No questions?
Okay. And just to reiterate the point from the zoning officer, everything from township consultants is will comply, and you're currently working with the fire marshal on
Yes.
anything
A couple
outstanding.
minor points left. We've addressed
Okay.
virtually all the comments.
Okay. Do you have anything, sir? All right. Do we have a motion?
A motion to approve the
Okay.
plans as
As
presented.
submitted.
Yep.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want the plans back there? Or?
Yeah. Recycle them.
Thank you, sir.
You too, take care.
Do we have a representative from 502 West Germantown Pike?
Yes, Jenna Casson on behalf of the applicant. I also have Heather from Keystone to answer any questions you may have. I know you've seen this project before, but I'll still provide a little bit of a background. The applicant is the owner of a 9-story vacant office building. We are proposing to revitalize the building into a 149-unit apartment complex with a mix of 1- and 2-bedroom units, along with apartment amenities. In April, we resubmitted our land development application, and this was essentially to just relocate all the improvements onto our property. We received 4 letters in response to those plans, and all of our replies to those open items are will comply. So we're just requesting your recommendation of preliminary final land development approval for this project, and obviously we can answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Thank you. Lonnie?
I don't have any comments on this project.
Okay, thank you. Monica?
No, no questions.
Okay. Greg?
I'm going to stick with my normal questions. Has there been any conversations with the rest of the complex and council about traffic flow and improving in and out of that property?
No conversation about traffic flow. We did improve the pedestrian connections, but, as it relates to just our property, we've done what we can to improve the pedestrian connections, parking and whatnot, but other than that, that's what we've worked
I know
on.
Creek has plans to look into the traffic and do, we did traffic study for our building, from office to residential, but the property around us is free. And now that they have their text amendment, I know they have plans to do some traffic studies and improvements, but
I know it's been recommended
It's on, yeah.
numerous times to have those conversations, and
Right.
not sure they ever did. And additionally, what about any children who have to get to the public schools, or Catholic schools for that matter, transportation for kids?
we don't have anything that's something that we would talk about.
We would work with the school districts on that to figure out a good location for buses.
We haven't gotten to that point.
They're my questions.
Thank you, sir. Tony?
No, I'm all right. We've hashed this out a few times, so.
Michael?
No questions?
Okay, while we have hashed this out a few times, unfortunately, this applicant wasn't here last time when we went through this again with Preet. Several times, we've asked for people to get together and make a comprehensive plan because there's 9 parcels, has yet to occur. Somewhat upsetting. In addition to that, with these 149 units and the additional units that Preet is putting in, we are recreating park in this location. You're going to match or exceed the apartments that went in there and absolutely negatively impacted this township and its citizens from a standpoint of traffic, as well as the other issues that came with that site. Don't know if it'll come with this site, with the water runoff and the sinkholes, and how it has negatively impacted this entire region. I've asked several times for people to work with PennDOT and even ask PennDOT. So if someone came back and said, PennDOT said no, that's at least asking PennDOT. No one's done that yet, because the problem with these parcels, both of them, is they each front on only 2 roads. So all that traffic has 2 roads to go onto, and the region can't take it. There's opportunities with all of the slip ramps from 476 to 76, and the way everything is linked there, PennDOT has gone through extraordinary measures for Phoenixville to get that ramp off that is extremely large to get over to the roads. There are things that can be done. No, it will not be cheap. Yes, this happens also over at Town Center in King of Prussia, where people come off the turnpike and go straight in and don't have to maneuver over all of the internal roads of the township. And none of that has been done. It's concerning because I don't see how in good conscience I can approve this, and the board will vote how the board votes. That's everybody's individual opinion. Given that we would be recreating that traffic here, there's times during the week, during the day, several times where Germantown is backed up and the light changes and people can't move. That happens now. So in order for this to proceed, I think that work needs to be done first. And we've said that several times. And now we would like to move forward. There's a gap here.
We cannot make the road improvements because it's not our property, but I understand.
You can, but you can have the discussions.
Right.
And you can start moving on that in advance.
And I know this won't always, address every point, but, we are limited to just our property.
Understand
which
that.
I'm sure you're aware of. We have a traffic study that says, it will have less traffic than a
Mhm.
fully occupied office building. And that's really what we can do right now. And as to Preet's property, we can't have those conversations with Preet until we know what they're really doing. but
We're
we
actually
understand.
talking about all 9 parcels. So, it's much larger than just Preet. And that area is so broken up that there needs to be a concerted discussion as to what's going to happen and how it's going to move forward. Because this is going to impact everything in that area and all the residents. And unfortunately, I believe it's going to strongly impact the residents on Hickory Road as well as Narcissa if this were to go in, because people are going to start going different directions to try to avoid traffic. And now we're going to create traffic patterns where there were none.
No, I'm good.
Do we have a motion?
I motion that I'm not in favor until those items that we've asked numerous times at least get addressed or discussed.
So as this is submitted, you're voting that we not approve
I am.
at this time?
I am.
I will second that motion. All those in favor of not approving the request as submitted signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
we have the meeting minutes from last time, and Mike, Tony, Monica, and I are eligible to vote for that. Nothing personal, Greg.
Nope,
You'll get the next one.
I was abstaining anyway.
You'll get the next one. Any issues with the meeting minutes?
Yeah, the fourth item, there is no motion or vote listed.
I think it was in another piece of paper, was it? Or-
Did it not scan in?
It's not here. It ends.
Yeah, you got stuck together?
Yeah, it ends right there.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I
That's
got
okay.
Stuck when I scanned it.
Actually, I just got, Mr. Steeple just echoes Mr. Frangiosi. I should do that
Pretty
all
much
the
all
time.
the.
You have plenty to add, Tony. You know.
Well,
more
the
than
thing
I
is,
do.
it's sad
Yeah,
because
it looks right.
we have to move forward at one point, but not,
Yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
falling on deaf ears, okay? Even,
Yeah,
we knew what
Yeah.
the outcome was going to be
Okay.
with Priya.
absolutely.
But ours was more of a trying to get the point across.
Exactly.
It wasn't,
Well, and more importantly, I think, stating for the public, we hear you, we care, we're doing what we can, but, they really should be discussing this. I
Right.
mean, the fact that there's no discussion is what bothers me more than anything else. I don't expect them to solve everything.
I'm partly at fault, I have to believe, only because I've been on this agency for a while now, and we went to P.F. Chang's, and we went to California Pizza Kitchen, and then
Yeah,
we went
but-
through Honey Grow, and we allowed all of those things
But
as
those,
a stopgap situation, it seems, okay?
but
And-
those were business decisions by that group to sell those parcels and create this situation.
Well, I actually was in favor of those at the time, I recall.
I
In
was as well.
hindsight, it doesn't look like a very good decision to me, okay?
Well,
But
if we-
I didn't know it was going to unfold that way. you know?
Exactly. And we couldn't have predicted, the mall's going to be apartments. Because back then, that's a strange concept. Now it's
Well,
starting
they had
to
the
be more-
senior living that came in front of us that we actually voted for.
We did, because there's no traffic, and the mall was still alive at the time. They even had Mercy Health there.
Healthcare, and it was a
Right.
nice compatible kind
So
of.
there was healthcare, there was the supermarket, there was the movie theater, there was Legoland for the kids to visit when
Yep.
they come and visit.
Railroad trips.
It actually made a lot of sense at the time.
And I still say some of the restaurants, they can say what they want. If you put them in the back corner, either where the IKEA
Right.
plant is now, or on the other side of the movie theater,
Yeah.
I go by there, there's always cars at that restaurant. And yes, it's not visible by the street, but people know it's there.
Sure.
And once word gets out that it's
Yeah.
there, people are going to go. You don't have to load
Well-
up the front of the store,
Wow.
front of the mall, and create more traffic jams.
And
And I was against Honey Grow. No, just saying.
That's fine.
I actually was afraid of it, but in
And-
hindsight, it was a.
And I
Well-
made those comments then. Why can't we go in the back?
And honestly, actually, let's vote first, and
Yeah.
then we'll continue.
sorry.
That's all right. Do we have a motion for the meeting minutes
I'll make a motion.
to approve?
Yeah.
Okay. A second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
All right. All
Abstain.
approved. And we are adjourned.